I'm Barbara, member of Uphouse. Today I'm interviewing Ruth, our director, who is going to retire at the end of this month, at the end of September. I have a question for you, Ruth.
Mm-hmm.
What brought you to Uphouse?
Well, I want to thank you for interviewing me. That's very, very nice. That's kind of an honor. What brought me to Uphouse? Okay, well, there always seems to be a story. In the beginning of 2010, someone gave me a posting for a position, and it was as a director of a new mental health program in Montreal based on the clubhouse model. And that kind of made me very curious because I've worked all my career in community organizations, but I'd never heard of clubhouse model. So I tried to research it and find out as much as I could about it, but finally I said, oh no, I was too fascinated, I wanted to know more. So I sent in my CV and my resume and my cover letter, and I was contacted to come in for an interview. And I ended up being interviewed by the 4 founders of Uphouse, and asked me all kinds of interesting questions. And then the next day they called me and they said, would you be willing to go to Toronto to visit the first clubhouse that was set up in Canada, Progress Place? And I thought, oh, what an amazing opportunity to learn what this is all about. So I did. I spent about a day and a half, I guess, at Progress Place. And it was really a chance for me to kind of see a totally different kind of program than I'd ever worked in before. I think for me, I went with the idea that I was going to spend time with the director and the program director. And actually, pretty much all of the time I spent with the members at Progress Place. And that's what helped me understand what Clubhouse was about at the beginning anyway. Because I worked in administration as people were doing data entry. I helped to make lunch as people were answering the phone. And it was the members that were explaining to me what they were doing, what Clubhouse was about. And I started to understand that, maybe this is going to be, quite different than what I'd done before. And I thought this is totally amazing. And I think that the depth of understanding that they had of what Clubhouse was about and their role in community, I just thought this is something that I would really like to be part of. So when I came back to Montreal after that experience, I called one of the founders and I said, well, it would be a real privilege and an adventure to be part of the founding of the first clubhouse in Quebec. And I was hired. So I started working for our charity, Urban Parties, in February 2010, so a few months before we actually opened our doors in July 2010. And that's when our own members started arriving, and that's how 13 years later, I'm still at Uphouse, but I'm going to be retiring, yeah.
How has Uphouse evolved since you have come?
Uphouse as a program, do you mean, or?
There must have been changes that you saw, and even changes that you instituted, and I was wondering what those changes were.
Yeah, I think the biggest one was, like I said, really not knowing quite how the clubhouse was going to work, because I've been used to kind of creating schedules and activities, and that's not what Clubhouse is about. So the very first morning, the director in Toronto had said, just open your doors, start, and you're going to see how it's going to work. It's a little more complicated than that, but that's what we did. And the first morning we opened, and a member arrived, and the phone rang, and he answered the phone, and he said, oh, people are coming, we need to make coffee. So we went to get coffee, because we didn't have any, then we went to get things for lunch. And I started to realize this is the way it's going to be at the clubhouse. We're going to work together. We're going to figure all of this out together. And I think that over the 13 years, what I've seen kind of change is how Uphouse and being with the members, being part of the community, has an impact on people. When I see people start to smile, when they start to sit up, when they say, yeah, I'll try making lunch, I'll try doing data entry. It's such an amazing feeling. I think that's what I've seen kind of change over the years, is members arriving not too sure what they can do, and then finding that there's still a lot of things that they can do. Yeah. And I think for us too, what's changed over the years, just for the organization, is we started and we really didn't have any funding. We're a brand new program, and now we do get some funding from the government, and that's made quite a difference.
We just want to thank you, Ruth, for being here for 13 years and to wish you a happy retirement. And yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. It's been an amazing journey, a big, big adventure. I'm looking forward to the future. I want to hear more what's going on at Up House as well.